Party people in the place, don't you be misled. I'm just proving the point. So I'm gonna go ahead. Listen, Mr. Schick and play. You know you're quick. So why don't you get on the mic and rap a little like this? So shocking, body popping, thinking popping, never stopping. Know it's coming, never going, getting crazy, never lazy. Hypnotizing, mesmerizing, money making, booty shaking. Got the power, never sour. I'm expanding, never landing. Always smoking, never choking, overtaking, never breaking one time. For the people, check it out 2 times. For the party, come on. Let's go to work. Come on, party. Let's go berserk. I like slam. So you better hot to the jerk. Let me see your body.
You're listening to the sound of the cut is called The Disco Dream by the Mean Machine. Mean Machine. Now, the reason I played that is because on the 7th of November, Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday. Last Tuesday, because my birthday was on Sunday and Monday, Tuesday. It was last Tuesday. I wanted to make sure that I acknowledge someone that was on something that I've been promoting for the longest time. And remember, if you don't remember, I was promoting this series on Paramount Plus, and it was called De La Calle. Now, De La Calle means from the streets. And I'm not really, I'm not really that good in Spanish like I was before. And I know my Spanish need a little bit of touching up. But I wanted to acknowledge the person that you just heard on that record. His name is Danny Rivera. He's a good friend of mine. And he's a legend. And like I said, I don't get a chance to come across too many legends and original people that have done a lot of original stuff. I have once in a while. I met a lot of different rappers and stuff like that when I was out in Los Angeles. But I want to say this. Danny Rivera was the first person to ever rap in Spanish on a hip-hop record. Now, if you're listening to me right now and I'm saying this, Danny Rivera's influence on what he did way back in 1981, and me and Danny sat down and we talked about this, and if Danny was nervous as I don't know what, but I tell you one thing, he did it, he took a chance. He went out there and said, hey, you know what? I'm going to do it. Even though that it wasn't popular at the time, he basically more or less like took a sledgehammer to the dam, banged it, and broke the dam, and then everything, the whole world, listened to what happened. And it opened up, the floodgates for a lot of different Spanish rappers and Hispanic rappers, Latino rappers, everywhere from all over to do what they, what they can do, And like I said, I watched De La Calle, first couple episodes. I have to finish it because of my time schedule with working and basically, just trying to get some rest and everything. I did get a chance to see the first couple of episodes, and I want you to know that if you go to the first episode, it has a lot of people in there, and it talks about a lot of stuff. And it's basically the groundbreaking information that you would probably need if if you're like me, you study this and you basically love this art form, which is called hip-hop. Okay, so what I'm saying is this. I met Danny. I talked to Danny. His name is Mr. Schick, actually. And like I said, he is a great dude. Very friendly. And one of the things I really, really enjoy about him is that me and him, we always have a great conversation. We can sit down and talk. And, even though that I am in the presence of greatness, he's just basically a good friend and a good guy, And like I said, I wanted to make sure that you guys knew this because, like I said, I meet a lot of people. I've met a lot of people, in hip-hop and sports and everything. And like I said, politicians, everything. We don't talk about politics, but I have met a few politicians. But the thing about it is that, we see how they are in real life. Some of them might not be the same as they appear. But I'm going to tell you right now, Danny is the real deal. I talk to him. He's very nice, very, very, very engaging, very, easy to talk to. Good friend. And like I said, I really appreciate being his friend and basically bringing out this information. But like I said, if you go to Paramount Plus, you check out this series called De La Calle, and check it out and listen to it. Like I said, a lot of it's in Spanish, but like I said, I'm noticing that after I'm watching it, my Spanish is getting a little bit better or so. But now, like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Dream Machine, or the Disco Dream, and the Meme Machine, and explain a little bit about it a little bit later, and how I came across the record, and what happened when I first heard it. Okay? Alright, now, this is episode 193 of the Guru Talking Sports podcast. I know that I done talked a little bit, and, like I do, I ramble on a little bit. But I'm glad that you're here with me. And like I said, this is Saturday night. And we basically have, a couple hours or so before, a little bit of time before the first game starts at 9:30. And last week's Germany game wasn't that bad. It was all right. Not too bad. Miami and Kansas City reminded me of the 1971 game between Miami and Kansas City. And I remember that game very, very well because that was Christmas Day. And I spent the Christmas Day at my cousin's house in Philadelphia. And wow, it was something else. Okay. So, I do want to say also, I want to give a shout out to the veterans out there, all the veterans out there. I'm a veteran. My brother Derek is a veteran, and my dad is a veteran as well. My uncle Gary is a veteran. We have a lot of veterans in our family, and my cousin Curtis is a veteran, and I want you guys to know that I support you guys wherever you're at, all over this world. And like I said, that we're going through a lot of difficult times here in the world. Without getting into politics, we basically it's been rough. It's been rough. But I want the military people out there that's, sailors, airmen, Marines, Army personnel, everyone, Coast Guard, everyone in the military, that I care about you guys. And I always will be a battleship sailor, and remembering the time that I spent out on the water and my time in Lebanon. Now, a couple weeks ago I made a podcast about the Beirut incident, But I want you guys to know that, it makes a big difference because our military is the most important thing. I support them 100%. No matter what, I support them. Alright, so I actually, when I come back off the break, the first break, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Spanish version of what Mr. Schick did, and like I said, let you guys hear it, and I'll make I'll let you know, what I was thinking when I heard this. But like I said, De La Calle is out. Check it out, Paramount Plus. I've been pumping this thing up like really hard, like the other stuff that I've been pumping up. And, the fentanyl promo that I made. I'm still trying to get a little bit of stuff together so I can, it's basically about time. Most of the stuff that I have to deal with is basically about time. Because it's time that I'm on the road. There's time that I have to get sleep. There's time that I have to spend with the family. There's a lot of time elements and factors in play. And like I said, I really like to spend a lot of time doing everything and checking out everything. But, like I said, the thing is that, I try to balance my time and make sure that I have enough time for everything. But, like I said, I want you guys to know that, This is a great opportunity for me to let you guys know that I really enjoy you guys. I really, really do enjoy you guys. I'm not going to be making a long speech, or I'm not going to sit up here and boo-hoo or cry or anything. But like I said, every week that I come on here, I want you guys to know that this is not scripted. I have no script. I just come in, I sit down, I do what I need, I talk and say what I need to say, and then I wrap it up. But, like I said, a lot of people have texted me and called me and asked me a lot of different questions. And, I was going to do Ask the Guru, but, like I said, I got some important things I want to make sure that I get out today. So, Ask the Guru, I can probably push it back till next week. But I do have a lot of good questions that people have asked me. Now, we know that the University of Michigan had the ruling come down. And they suspended John Harbaugh for 3 games, which means that he was going to miss the Penn State game, he's going to miss the Maryland game, and he's going to miss the big one, the Ohio State game. Okay. I have my thoughts on Michigan, and I want you guys to know that this situation of sign stealing is not right. It's not right. But did you guys see the way that Michigan beat Penn State? They didn't need to cheat. They don't need to cheat. And believe me, being an Ohio State, honk and fan, I can tell you this. They don't need to cheat because they are that good. That's just like, well, let's say what happened to the Astros. The Astros didn't need to cheat because guess what? They are that good. The Astros now is a dynasty. is starting to become a dynasty. And yeah, if they did, steal some signs or whatever, it doesn't matter. I did reach out to a couple Penn State fans, and I told them that, hey, you know what, this is the time you guys might need to do it because, they're vulnerable. They didn't look vulnerable yesterday, did they? They didn't. Michigan really don't need to cheat. And I've been saying this to, Michigan fans. I say this to everyone that, let the cheating go to another conference or somewhere else. Maybe Alabama or so. Don't tell me that they won all those championships because, then Saban didn't kick out a few things. No, you know what? I don't really, the cheating thing is not a big deal to me. Because like I said, we still have to go on the road in 2 weeks and play that team. And if we're good enough, we can beat that team. Talking about Ohio State going into Michigan and playing them. Now I gotta admit, Michigan is good. Michigan is good. Yeah, I understand their schedule and, who they beat or whatever. But you know what? That was a test. That was a really big test. And yes, they beat Penn State. And Penn State is not on the same caliber, not on the same level as Ohio State and Michigan. I thought that, Penn State might show up and beat them. But as you know, they did what they had to do. They went in there, Michigan went in there and beat them. Like I said, Michigan's good. I still have some reservations about Ohio State. I watched the game last night, and basically I seen, what they did. Yeah, like I said, you beat up on teams. You have to play teams like Iowa and Illinois and Indiana, Northwestern, Michigan State, Minnesota. We have to play those teams because they're in our conference. And Michigan does too. They have to play Penn State. They have to play Ohio State. They have to play Maryland. They have to play Purdue. They have to play Indiana, Iowa, Illinois, all those teams. Nebraska as well. But the thing about it is that this is the conference we're in. And yeah, we're not like the SEC teams that might sneak a Connecticut or a Lamar or Marist or one of these, Campbell or UCC, Asheville or somewhere like that. We're not like that. We play big schools. We play, programs that mean something, And just like in college basketball, which has started already, and I'm glad to see, for the men and the women. In college basketball, it doesn't matter who you play. Because the thing is that they'll have some kind of tournament to where, let's say, Maryland might play Michigan State, or Maryland might play USC, or Maryland might play Alabama. Why I keep saying them. I really don't care about Alabama. But like I said, I know you fans in Alabama, I know I jump on you guys a lot. But the thing about it is that in college basketball, it doesn't matter if you have 2 or 3 losses or whatever. You get rewarded by the committee in March because you might have played a tougher schedule. Yeah, we might say Michigan didn't play a tougher schedule so far, but guess what? These guys are clicking. These guys are good. You know, and you can't tell me that playing someone like Maris or Campbell is just a warm-up in your schedule or a hiccup in your schedule. Bull crap. I'm a Big Ten fan. I'm a Big Ten honk. And the thing about the Big Ten is that, hey, I respect the Big Ten enough to say, hey, you know what? We do have some problems. I'm not too big on the commissioner. But, you know, like I said, I'm not really big on this expansion thing. It might be a little bit better. We got to see. But, you know, ripping off the Pac-12, poaching their 4 teams and bringing them into the Big Ten is kind of stupid to me in some sense. But then again, you know, a lot of people keep saying, you shouldn't be an old school guy. But, you know, like I said, the Rose Bowl was, you know, between the Pac-12 and the Big Ten. Now it doesn't matter, you know. Ohio State is going to go to UCLA to play down. Washington to play down. Oregon to play down. USC to play down. But the thing about it is that what I was saying, get back to my main point. Michigan's good. They're going to be very, very problematic for Ohio State in a couple weeks. And like I said, I'm not sure how Ohio State is going to fare. They might beat them. They might not. But this cheating scandal thing, I think it was just overblown. And you see what happened to Purdue. You know, coach for Purdue said a few things about Michigan, and Michigan went right through them. Like poop through a goose. You know. But like I said, I'm going to finish this up with this. You know, Michigan's good. They basically battled and they beat them. But the jumping around and acting like free Harbaugh is, you know, whatever. You know, I don't think Harbaugh is going to be there next year, but that's just my thing. I don't know. All right, so, well, like I said, I'm going to go to the... I'm not going to go to college rap right quick. Not right now. I'm going to go right after I get this break in. I'm about 23 minutes in, and I'm definitely going to have to take a break. But like I said, when I come back off the break, I'm going to play another little cut from my man, Mr. Schick, and let you guys hear something very, very historic and very, very... new to the world at that time. All right, guys. Like I said, this is episode 193 of the Guru Talking Sports podcast. And, you know, like I said, I'm just kind of, you know, hanging out, just chilling, you know, little, you know, voices, breaking up a little bit, but, you know, I'm all cool. It's all good. All right, guys. We'll be right back right after this. You guys hang with me. This is the voice actress lady, and she's coming on right now.
You're listening to the Guru Talking Sports podcast.
We got something new, we want y'all to hear. So come a little closer and lend us your ears to Mr. Schick. You know you're cool. Show the party people you can rap like you. Huepa, ahí nada más. Les abrí las puertas a este ritmo, sí que tanto les fascina. Se lo traje en español y este para América Latina. Si ustedes quieren gozar y de la vida disfrutar, pues olviden los problemas y empiecen a bailar. Tiren sus manos al aire, yes, means throw your hands in the air. Y sigan con el baile, means dance your body like you just don't care. Como la sal y la pimienta que sazonan tu comida. Aquí está mi machine para sazonar tu vida.
Now, what you just heard was basically Mr. Schick rapping in Spanish, and like I said, this was the first ever rap in Spanish on a hip-hop record, and like I said, it broke the broke the floodgates and gave everyone outside this country that's Latino, in every language, the ability to say, hey, you know what, we can rap in our language too. We can do the same thing that these kids from Brooklyn and the Bronx and New York is doing too. And like I said, when Mrs. Schick did that, it opened up the world to hip-hop. All right, and like I said, I'm very honored and very grateful for the friendship I have with Mr. Schick as well. All right, so let's go to the college rap. Now, I had to go out there and check on, Miss Guru, see if the kids were okay, their sleep and everything. And like I said, we're doing this on Saturday night, and I'm sitting up here watching Saturday Night Live right now. And I'm not sure who this guy is and who this group is, but it's like these three little girls out here, or young girls out here, trying to do some song. I don't know what it is. Like I said, I'm not up on the new stuff. All right, and like I said, maybe one day I might come around, but nothing can compare to what we just heard with the Mean Machine and Grandmaster Flash and Grand Wizard Theodore and all that stuff. That the old school is the best school. Like I said, I come from the old school. I was thinking about making a rap myself, talking about how the old school is better than the new school. But I I digress. All right, Texas Tech upset number 19 Kansas, 16-13. Number 24 Tulsa had no problems with, or Tulane had no problems with Tulsa, 24-22. Like I said, Michigan beat Penn State 24-19 or 24-15. Now, like I said, I watched that game, and Penn State had the momentum, but one of the things they should have done was not go for it on that fourth down play in the fourth quarter. They should have punted away. Their defense looked pretty good. And next thing you know, a couple plays later, Michigan scores, and that basically was the game. Interception, and that was the game. So, like I said, Michigan don't need to cheat. They're good. They are really good. Liberty, number 25 in the country, beat Old Dominion 38-10. Arizona keeps on winning, and guess who they beat? They beat Colorado 34-31. Colorado seems like all the air is let out of the balloon now, and they basically, I don't see them winning the next couple of games. And trying to figure out why I bought a Colorado hoodie, but, I digress again. James Madison beat up on UConn, which probably UConn will be the next opponent for Georgia. And, you never know. Because, the SEC likes to beat up on the smaller colleges, All right, I know. I'm just making up stuff or whatever. Number 4, Florida State beat Miami 27-20. Here's an upset. UCF beat Oklahoma State after they beat Oklahoma last week in Bedlam, 45-15. Here's another upset. Missouri 36, Tennessee 7. Tennessee was supposed to win that game, but I didn't put any chips down on that one. I did on Ohio State, and I'll let you know how I did. Washington keeps on rolling. 35-28 over Utah. Utah is slipping. I thought Utah had a better team than that, and I thought that they would keep up a little bit better than that. Now, Oregon State, I wish that they would have a home in this new arrangement of teams going to different conferences. Oregon State beat Stanford 62-17. Georgia, they beat Missouri, and I hate when they beat Missouri. I like Ole Miss. I'm sorry, Ole Miss. I like Ole Miss very much. And they beat them 52-17. Texas, they got their quarterback back, and they're number 7. They beat TCU 29-26. Remember, TCU was in a championship game last year. They're not that good. Anyway, Oregon is still one of the teams that I really like, and I think that they are up and coming, and they should be in that discussion with when they go to the 6 teams or 20 or the playoffs and all that stuff. But the thing about Oregon is that they are hot, but remember, they lost to Washington, so Washington still has their number. They might see Washington again, and that's going to be a really good game. They beat USC, who is basically they just cashed out now, and Caleb Williams is going to go to the NFL. Hopefully to somebody that's going to be given, he probably wants a part of their team or whatever. But anyway, Oregon 36, USC 27. And like I mentioned before, my boys, Ohio State beat Michigan State 38-3. And I actually had to turn the TV off because I didn't really want to watch the rest of it. I mean, it was no point. And matter of fact, in that game, I took a in-game parlay, and I want to tell you this: I had Travion Williams or Travion Henderson going 14.5 over on reception yards. You know what? I lost because he got 14 right on the nose. I needed him to go 15. The line was 14.5, and I was like, you know what? Gosh, dog it. But I did hit for Marvin Harrison having over 100 yards, and I did hit for Henderson having over 59 yards rushing. But that's the way it goes, And like I said, with my top 5 in the top 5 in college, I got Ohio State 1, Georgia 2, Michigan 3, Florida State 4, Washington 5, and the 6th seed will probably go to Oregon because, like I said, Oregon is really good. They've been smashing everybody. I mean, they smashed USC, Colorado, whoever they play, they basically beat them. So, all right, before I go to halftime, I want to mention the NBA in-season tournament. I did get a chance to watch a little bit Friday night when my Nets played Boston, and I noticed that they changed the floor, and then they got new jerseys, new hot shot jerseys or so. And, I guess they are, in-season tournament jerseys or whatever. I don't know. City editions, that's what they're called. But I'm working really hard to get a NBA insider in here to talk to me about this in-season tournament. I really don't have no clue on how they're doing this because I thought that what they might do was shut the season down and then they play all these games and then those games would count towards the regular season so they wouldn't have extra games or whatever. I don't know. It's really weird the way they have this thing set up, and believe me, if I find out a little bit more information, I'll let you guys know. But like I said, I'm working on a insider, someone that is knows his stuff. And like I said, it's always good for me to reach out to people that know stuff. And like I said, I am definitely going to, talk with him and try to find out a little bit more about this in-season tournament. LeBron made a couple statements about how he's his team is compared to Pittsburgh and all that. They're not. I watched a little bit of them the other day too when they played Phoenix. I mean, I don't know. It's the same thing. Same old LeBron, same old Lakers. I'm glad they got Christian Wood. I do like Christian Wood. Austin Reeves, I'm not sure what they're doing what they're doing with this guy. He's coming off the bench. He's starting, flip-flopping back and forth, whatever. I like the Lakers, and like I said, the Nets they're struggling. They're struggling, but I do like my Nets, and I wish that they could turn this thing around a little bit more. All right, like I said, I'm not going to go too deep in basketball because I'm working on an insider to come in and we can sit down and talk basketball and make it a point. Like I am going to try to see if I can still get my hockey guy, but I was listening to the Jersey Devils and Pittsburgh the other night, and Pittsburgh beat them 6-3. Or they outscored them, whatever. It doesn't matter. Malkin and, Sidney Crosby. Those guys, they're still good. They missed the playoffs for the first time in 16 years. Crosby's been there every year, and that was the first time he missed the playoffs in his career. So, all right. So, like I said, I'm going to go to halftime, and I'm going to mention this, and like I said, this is I'm going to try to get this in under an hour. I'm going to try. Very much try. You know what I say about this next statement? I am very much in support of Mary Mack and her podcast, and it's dedicated right now. She's doing a serious series on fentanyl. And believe me, this fentanyl stuff is getting out of hand. And like I said, I'm trying to put together a little bit of a rap to, help her out and basically, do a few little things with the, help her get the message across. Because, no doubt, y'all, this fentanyl shit is not about it, y'all. That's a little bit of, I'm trying to work on it. I got pages and pages of stuff that I wrote down. I just can't remember most of it anyway. But like I said, we are definitely living in an age where people are dying from this. And like I said, I saw something on TV about it the other day. And like I said, I just want you guys to know that there's no experimental drugs nowadays. Don't do the drugs. Don't do that shit in any way. Like I said, a little touch of that, a little dab of this shit will kill you. You don't want to deal with this stuff. It's not good. But anyway, like I said, just listen, take heed to the words that I manifest right here, right now, because fentanyl is not the way, no how. All right, whatever. All right, just a little bit of a wrap. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to go to halftime right now. And I want you guys to know that, like I said, this fentanyl shit is not where it's at. We got to take heed. We got to be smart about this stuff. Because, people are dying. And it's a serious shit, y'all. It's very serious. All right, guys. We'll be right back after the break. And I'll let you listen to the rest of the Mean Machine. Disco Dream by Mean Machine. You guys take care. Hang with us. This is episode 193 of the Guru Talking Sports Podcast. We're going to go to halftime. You guys be right back. Sit tight. Here's the voice actors lady.
You're listening to the Guru Talking Sports Podcast.
My brother, big brother, Mr. Schick of the Mean Machine. What's good, OG?
Estamos
pueblo ya llegado. Si quieren oír esta cosa nueva, lo encuentran en todos lados. Me decían que no lo haga porque iba a quedarme mal. Pero quiero que sean testigos.
Now you listening to something I just found from a YouTube production about Mrs. Schick. Listen to this. Like I said, the first time I heard this, it was just amazing. And like I said, Mrs. Schick is awesome. Awesome dude. And I'm paying tribute to him because guess what? It's better to put give the person the credit and the, acknowledgement when they're here and let them know how much you appreciate them. But like I said, man, this is very serious and I've really, really enjoyed this. All right. So, and like I said, I got a few things that I want to say at the end. But let's go to fantasy football right quick. Okay. My fantasy team in my league is crap. Let's just put it together like this. It's perfect crap. And you know why? Justin Jefferson, who has been cleared to go back to practice, hasn't been playing. And believe me, in my league, let's just put it this way. I plain suck at it in my my league. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to basically, if I come in the bottom tier, and let's say like if I think that, there's going to be 3 guys ahead of me or so, but, or 2 guys ahead of me or whatever. I might be the 3rd worst team in the league. I'm going to basically give my spot to one of the guys from the upper tier. Only because, like I said, hey, give them a chance. And I don't know if I'm going to pick 10th or not, but, more likely. So, my fantasy team on Yahoo is just even worse because I done lost like 5 games in a row. And I just don't have, like I said, I got Justin Jefferson on that one. So, I don't know what to do. All right, so anyway, the one team that I've been in, or one league I've been in for the longest, this team is basically good. They're 7-2, and they're playing against the other guy that's 7-2 that I'm tied with. And basically, if I beat him, which I don't think I'm going to beat him, but you never know. I got a pretty good team. The only thing I'm worried about is that Travis Kelce is on bye this week. And like I said, he has sort of like a team that I had in my league. He has Jacobs, he has Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is still, like I said, on the men's. So let's say like if we go to the championship, I'm going to have to face Justin Jefferson again. And he's going to have to face Travis Kelce or so. All right, so what I'm going to do is, like I said, pray. And I'm going to try to see if I can get into the championship round in this league. And like I said, I've won 3 championships in this league. Pretty good. And my team is called the Buckus Bears. And they used to be called Max Bears, but what I did was I dedicated the name Buckus to the late Dick Buckus. All right, so it is time now for the NFL picks of the week. And like I said, we're going to have to be running really quick because I want to make sure that I get enough sleep so I can get up and watch the boring game between Indianapolis and New England. And let's see if Bill Belichick get fired and left in Germany or so. Anyway, when it's that time, we have the voice actress lady. Here she is.
And now it's time for Guru's NFL Picks of the Week.
Thank you, voice actress lady. And like I said, the NFL Picks of the Week are sponsored by, actually, I don't have a sponsor with them, but They are coming from the Caesars Palace app that I use. I use Caesars Palace, and I use, BetMGM. This is coming from BetMGM. I use both Caesars and BetMGM on a certain couple things. But anyway, let's get to the picks of the week, all right? All right, here we go. The Germany game comes on at 9:30, and like I said, it's about like maybe 1:35 here or so. I got to get some sleep so I can be able, I'll still get 8 hours, whatever. All right, so Indianapolis is a 1.5 point favorite. I'm going to go with Indianapolis because they have a better team. New England is just done, and there might be Josh McDaniels might be going back there as their play caller. We'll see. I still think that Josh McDaniels was a mole and a plant for New England to wreck the Raiders organization. All right, the 1 o'clock games. Cleveland and Baltimore is going to be a very good game. I like Baltimore at home. Cleveland, doesn't have my man Nick Chubb. Ford's going to be running. I'm definitely going to go with Baltimore. Baltimore now is like one of the hottest teams in the league. All right, the second game. This game is going to be interesting. This is the game that I want to watch, and I got my Jaguars hoodie on right now that I just got not too long ago, and I got this for my birthday, actually. And I'm going to go with San Francisco as a 5-point favorite. I'm going to take Jacksonville, and I'm going to take the 5.5 points. So give me the 5.5 points. I'm going with the Jaguars. All right, Cincinnati is a 6.5 point favorite over the Houston Texans. I like with C.J. Stroud. Hey, C.J. Stroud, Ohio State, set a rookie record last week for yards and everything, and touchdown passes, 5 of them. Man, this kid is awesome. I don't know why I didn't take him in my fantasy league, but I'm definitely going to go with Cincinnati. Cincinnati is starting to play better now, and they're starting to, they're like the number 2 or 3 team in the league. So I'm definitely going to go with Cincinnati. Pittsburgh, I'm going to take Pittsburgh over Green Bay. Green Bay, it's just really hard because we don't know what Love is. We still don't know what Love is. I still think that it was a mistake for taking Love over Aaron Rodgers, but we'll see. Give me Pittsburgh. They're at home. I'm going to lay the 3 points. All right, Tennessee is going into Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a 2.5 point favorite. I like Tennessee in this game. I think that they'll, Will Levis is playing a lot better. Give me the 2.5 points and I'll take Tennessee. They should be able to win this game. We'll see. New Orleans is a 2.5 point favorite over Minnesota. In Minnesota, I like what Derek Carr is doing, and plus I have him on my fantasy team. I'm going to take Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints. I like New Orleans. New Orleans is really good. We got to see them probably a little bit later. Jacksonville do. I know they got a few games with them. Those are the 1 o'clock games, and like I said, so far I'm taking Indianapolis, Baltimore, Jacksonville, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, and New Orleans. Okay. 4 o'clock window has 4 games. Detroit is in Los Angeles to play the Chargers. Detroit is probably in that top 5, and I'm going to go with them because, despite what Brandon Staley does, they always find a way to screw it up, don't they? All right, Atlanta is a 1.5 favorite in Arizona. I'm not sure what they're doing with Bijan Robinson, but I know one thing. Drake London should be back, and Tyler Algiers, I have him on one of my teams. I think he's going to be okay. Hopefully, they can do something. Arizona's Kyler Murray might start today, so we'll see what happens. Give me Atlanta. I'm going to lay the 1.5 points. The Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is a 17.5 point favorite. I did bet on this game, and I took the under for points for the Giants, total points for the Giants, they might not score over 9 points. So I took Dallas, and give me Dallas and the 17.5 points favorite. They might not cover, but I still say that I'll take Dallas. Seattle is a 6-point favorite over the Washington Commanders, whatever they call themselves. And I like Seattle in this game. I think that, the problems that they've been having, they should be able to solve defensively. And like I said, they didn't play Baltimore good, but I think they'll bounce back on this one. Give me Seattle and the 6.5 points. Okay, in the 4 o'clock window, I'm going to take Detroit, Atlanta, Dallas, and Seattle. The 8 o'clock game. Now, I want you guys to check this out. I'm going to talk about this game a little bit in detail right after I finish picking things and let you know. All right, the Jets are a 1-point favorite over the Vegas Raiders, who won last week and broke out the cigars because they beat the Giants. Well, not saying too much. Yeah, they beat the Giants, but yet still they showed that they can basically win without Josh McDaniels. And believe me, I like the Raiders. I like Antonio Pierce. I like what he did. They brought it in there. They shook it up. And guess what? They won the game. So give me the Raiders and give me the point. I like the Jets too. And I think that the Jets should have won that game in Los Angeles. But, like I said, this is going to be a battle. And if you remember anything about this game, remember 55 years ago, this was called the Heidi game. 55 years ago, on the 17th of November, 1968, this was between the Jets and the Oakland Raiders at the time, when they were still in Oakland, and Darryl LaMonica battling Joe Namath. All right, when we get back to this game. All right, the last game on the docket is the Monday night game. Buffalo should get right against Denver, but you never know. Denver is sneaky. Denver is coming into Buffalo to play this game. 7.5 points. Give me Buffalo at home. They should be able to win this game. Okay, the last 2 games, like I said, I'm taking the Raiders and the point, and I'm taking Buffalo to 7.5 points. Teams that are on bye this week are pretty plain and simple. You got 2 of the best teams in the league, Philadelphia and Kansas City, and 2 of the suspect teams in Los Angeles Rams and the Miami Dolphins. Okay. Now, let us talk about the Heidi game for a second here. And, before we go to the Heidi game, I'm going to talk to you about the top 5. Now, like I said, this is my top 5. This is not your top 5. This is my opinion. This is my podcast. This is my opinion. All right? This is the top 5. I got Kansas City at 1, only because Kansas City is a champion. And guess what? They can be beat. Yes, they can. But I like Kansas City as the number 1 position. Drop Philadelphia down to number 2 because they're not playing this week. So I got them at number 2. Number 3, I got Baltimore. Baltimore is up and coming, and they are on the rise. I got them at 3. Number 4, I got Cincinnati. Cincinnati has been really, really good, and they have been very, very productive, and they're starting to play good at the right time. Give me Cincinnati at that number 4 position. Number 5, I'm going to go with Jacksonville. They beat Pittsburgh last week. Now, if they beat San Francisco this week, they're going to jump up in this top 5. So, we got Kansas City, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Jacksonville. The team on the outside looking in the top 5 is Detroit. Detroit is still good, but like I said, they're still learning. That's what happens when, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, or so. All right, so let's go to the Heidi game. On November 17th, 1968, we had the Heidi game, and I want you guys to listen to a little bit of this because this is very interesting, and I just don't understand how this happened. But NBC will still have the way this thing played out, and it changed television, sports and television forever. Here we go with a little bit of a clip from the Heidi game.
Absolutely berserk. Twice the Raiders have looked beaten, and rookie Charlie Smith, who's put on quite a show, has just grabbed this one. And now Oakland has the lead 35-32 with 42 seconds. But the Jets still have Namath coming back. That makes it 36-32. But now the Jets receive. The last two times the Jets have had the ball, they marched right down for scores on Namath's passing.
All right, that was a immortal voice of my man Kurt Gowdy. But I want to explain this to you because what happened is that that was in between when they were supposed to play this game and have a 3-hour window. So what happened was that this kids show, Heidi, which appealed to all the little girls out there in television land in the 1968 season or so, this game was supposed to be played in its, full length. So next thing you know, Heidi came on. And the Jets were they were tied. They were tied at 29. So what happened was that Heidi came on, and then nobody from, all over the country didn't know what the hell happened. NBC started getting all these phone calls and say, hey, wait a minute, what happened to the game? What happened to the game? You guys putting on this Heidi crap. So Heidi was on, and basically they forgot about the game. And actually, right before they scored, the Jets were up, and guess what? By the time this game was over, the news gets back to the East Coast that the Jets had lost the game because they couldn't see it because of the Heidi experience, or Heidi came on. So if you can understand what I'm saying here, is that it was a major screw up by NBC, and it changed basically the way television is. So that means that now if you have something like, now I noticed this on the Red Zone. You can watch the Red Zone, and some of the games can still be going on, but the thing about it is that the whole world, the whole nation will be able to see the conclusion of the game, but the Red Zone will go off right around 7:55, anywhere from 7:55 to 8 o'clock. That's their window of showing the highlights from each and every game. But I'll tell you one thing, there'll be nothing, and this happened before also. This happened between the Bills and the Raiders in 1969. And you think that, if the first time it happened, why the hell are they going to do it again? But it happened twice. And believe me, it changed the way sports and television have worked for the whole time. All right, so that's all I got for today. But like I said, I've been watching this special called De La Calle, and it's really, really awesome. I'm going to play a little bit of Mr. Schick in the background and let you guys hear this. And, like I said, I want to make sure I say all my stuff.
That I ever witnessed Latino rap, right? Yeah. And to see you on stage, and you guys in general, because they were like the meme machine. You guys had a routine, and y'all was on point, man. It was just like, it was everything to a young boy like me, man, at that time, bro. So I want to say thank you for that memory that I would never forget.
Hey, thank you for sharing that, man, because, like I was telling your partner that I'm going to be 65, right, in a few months, and hearing stories like that just brings back a lot of memories, and it makes me smile because it's like, when you're doing these things, you don't know who you touch, and so I'm like amazed at some of the stories that people have been telling me, because I thought, nobody's going to remember me,
But this is my witness that I'm sifting through the vinyl and I see the Mean Machine. And what went through my mind was like, yes, I was right. Because all these years, in my mind, I'm like, did that really happen? Because I never knew anything else about it. Or I never knew the history. Or what happened to the Latinos that were in that group. Or just the history, right?
Well,
so when I grabbed the vinyl...
You'll find out today what happened to all of us.
All right, well, that was a little bit of this cut. Like I said, I found this on YouTube, and it's basically Danny talking about how, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people have very much came up to him and told him that, stories about how this changed their life. And like I said, this was the beginning of a worldwide opening of the floodgates for worldwide. So I gotta say this: God bless you, Mr. Schick, and thank you. And like I said, when I was younger, and this was like around 1981, I was getting ready to go into the military, and I heard this song, and like I said, I knew a little bit of Spanish because I really kind of like slept through Spanish class. The only thing that was kind of keeping me awake in Spanish class was the teacher, because she was pretty fine and I liked her and she was kind of cute and all that stuff. But the thing about it is that I knew a little bit of Spanish, but when I heard this song, I was like, okay, Mean Machine, Disco Dream, Mean Machine. Checked it out, and like I said, when I heard it, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. This dude is rapping in Spanish. And it was a revolution of like, wow, this is really remarkable. This is unreal. And guess what? This might be a thing now, Back then, we didn't think it was a thing. We just thought it was a guy on a microphone rapping in Spanish. But it was something very, very special. And like I said, if you go back to episode 51 of the Guru Talking Sports podcast, you'll hear the interview with me and Danny Rivera, Mr. Schick. And believe me, I was so nervous talking to him. Like I said, I get nervous when I do start off the program. When I start off the podcast, I get a little nervous. But believe me, talking to him, I was really, really nervous. I forgive me, Danny. I screwed up his name. I was just so nervous because I was talking to that legend that I knew a long time ago, but I didn't know who he was. And like when somebody introduced me to him and said, you know who he is the guy that rapped in Spanish. And I was like, holy crap. All these years, I didn't know that Danny was the guy. And I was like, man, this is really, really remarkable. Now I get a chance to talk to him and actually interview him. Because like I said, when we celebrate hip-hop, the 50th year of hip-hop, we have to go back and find our roots. And Danny was the roots for the biggest thing in hip hop. And if you, like I said, if you gotta watch this documentary, De La Calle is awesome. And like I said, I got through the first couple episodes, but like I said, with work and everything, I'm gonna try to get through the whole thing this week, no doubt. And I noticed, the holidays are coming up pretty soon. But I'm going to try to get Danny back on here and let him again talk to you about what he did And like I said, it was remarkable. These guys were like, they went to this gig, and they, stood out there, and he said, you know what, I'm going to let it fly for the first time. These guys turned around and looked at him like they was going to kill him, and that's exactly what he said. Go back to episode 51 and you'll hear this. But like I said, this is really, really remarkable. And thank you, Jesus, for allowing me just to be able just to have, a friend that is a true pioneer, hip-hop pioneer and legend. All right, so like I said, this is the end. I'm going to, give me 1 second. All right. I know. You know what? I usually have all my paperwork and everything, in the right place. But I don't know what I did. I'm like screwing around, whatever. All right, so like I said, you guys can find me on all social media platforms. Twitter, I'm at Go39. You can find me on Instagram. I'm at the Guru Talking Sports _podcast. If you tweet, if you're looking for the Guru Talking Sports podcast Twitter handle, it is MACKGTS _BB39. Okay, that is the for the Guru Talking Sports podcast. I'm on Threads. Threads is the Guru. The Guru. I forget what Threads was. Anyway, give me a second. I'm gonna walk over here. I'm getting up right now, and I'm walking over to see if I can find my paperwork. I know this is kind of crazy, but like I said, I am. Sometimes I'm just a mess. All right. And see, this is the thing. This is real podcast. This is real life. All right, I found it. All right, like I said, if you follow me on Threads, is the Gurus, GURUOS 39 at threads.net. Okay. If you're on Snapchat, I'm at GMAC. You'll see my avatar there. He's looking really cool. That's GMAC, my avatar. All right, like I said, you find me on all the platforms. If you want to Gmail me at gurudailysports@gmail.com. Call me at 302-267-3106. 302-267-3106. That's the number. All right, I got to give big props and shouts to my D-Alien and Fowls, because like I said, the DA show merged with Sirius XM, and they're on Channel 82. And like I said, Mad Dog Sports, got to mention that too. I'm not getting paid for it, but I do mention it because this is what I do. I shout out everybody. Like I said, the Mary Mac Show on Grief. Find her at griefauthority.com. My man Jeff Duarte, Calle Sports News. My cousin Curtis and his grandson, the young GM, Jarrett. That's my cousin too. My man Hector in Washington Heights, you got to check him out. He's at Blunt Thoughts and Blunt Recaps. My hip-hop legend, and like I said, Mr. Schick, Danny Rivera, appreciate you. And like I said, we go back to episode 51 where you hear me fumbling around trying to interview a true legend. Like I said, my baseball insider, Mr. Dave May Jr., I got to check up with Dave, see what he up to. I know that he's probably happy because the Raiders won last week. I know that, definitely. All right, my crew, Caden, Dante, and my man, like I said, Dave May Jr., Cousin Aaron, was my co-host, and like I said, he's resting in peace. Like I said, this is a Black Goat production, Black Goat Sports. Copyright 2023, all rights reserved. We don't hate, we congratulate, we always create, and we don't steal from anybody. And I like to say that we give credit to YouTube. We give credit to the meme machine for, playing their cut. And like I said, Heidi was from YouTube as well. All right, guys, we got to get out of here. So, like I said, it's almost 2 o'clock. I got to get done. I got to get some sleep so I can watch this game and get up and then, probably aggravate my little girl dog. I love her. She loves me, so I usually do that anyway. All right, guys, so we'll be back next week with episode 194, and like I said, I'm going to try to get my basketball insider in here. I'm going to try to do a couple other things, but I want you guys to know that, hey, we appreciate you. Thanks for listening, and if you got any questions, give me a call, 302-267-3106, 302-267-3106. I am out. This is the Guru. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the rest of your sports weekend. Shout out to my man Jason, Ted, and Brian up in Hicksville, New York. Got to shout you guys out as well. You guys, and my man JP, Babs, Angie, and Shorty. I gotta give you guys some credit too. I thank you for allowing me to be in the TBC. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. I will always, matter of fact, I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna make sure I always give you guys a shout and give you guys a plug every single time. So you like I said, when you a friend of the Guru, you're always there with me. I'll be always there with you too. Support you guys. All right, you guys take care. We'll talk to you soon. We will see you back here with episode 194. You guys take care. I'm the Guru, and I'm out of here.